point of view to black issues. His mission: to provide a forum for honest discussions about social issues without the liberal lapdogs shutting down the discussion. Broadcasting from the American Truth Project Studios in beautiful Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. This is Conservative Nation with your host, Jermain Botsio.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Conservative Nation with me, your gracious host, Jermain Botsio. And on today's show, you guys know what the deal is. It is Tuesday, and I got the one, the only mind of Jamal on Double Barrel J Tuesdays. How are you doing here, sir?
How are you doing, Jermain? How is everybody doing out there in the audience? It is Double Barrel Tuesdays, Double Barrel J's. We are ready to get it on. I know so many of y'all have been saying, when. Well, we're here. Sit back and let's roll.
Sit back. Let's roll. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys do us a favor. A small favor. Not a big one, but a small one. I need you guys to hit that like button. I need you guys to share. It's very important. You guys see what's going on, right? Oh, yeah. We got criminals on the left. We got criminals on the right, and they're doing everything they can to make sure that nobody gets the truth. I kid you not. They're doing everything they can. So I need you guys to do what is right. Hit that like button and share. We got an awesome show lined up for you guys. Very good show, let me tell you. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. You don't. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share.
Hit it.
All right? Absolutely. Jamal, my goodness gracious. I'm happy to be back here.
I'm happy that you're back, man. Everybody has been talking about it, Jermain. When you came back, everybody was happy. We were so excited to see you back. And now back with this is so much to talk about, so much stuff to really get down in. And we know you'll do it. So let's get started. We know you got an action-packed show.
Oh, yeah,
Let's get
know
started.
it. You know it. We about to get into some hot stuff. Hot fire. Hot fire. You can't get around it. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you do your due diligence. Help us out, all right?
Like and share. Like and share.
I know I sound like a broken record. I know I do. But I need your help. I certainly do. All right? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to flame. Let's get ready to flame. First one up. I want to speak to you guys about a comedian. He goes by the name of Charleston White. Some people call him an urban comedian. He's a black man. Black Americans hate him. There's a whole bunch of them that hate him. And there's a whole bunch of folks like myself who love him.
Yep.
He's into telling the truth. Yeah. Telling the truth to black folks. You know that's a hard deal. You can see me and Jamal, right? Yeah. Charleston White is getting a little bit of the treatment we get all the time. And he is in the news this week, ladies and gentlemen, for telling the truth. Charleston White says that Donald Trump's gold shoes the Trump gold shoes, right? He made it for white folks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He said that Donald Trump's gold shoes, he made it for white folks. And he says that Republicans don't pander to blacks, but Democrats do. And with that line, he got a whole bunch of new haters. I want to go ahead and run this, and when it comes back, I want to speak about it. Make sure you guys do us a favor, hit that like button, make sure you share. All right? I know I done said it probably about 10 times now. You're going to hear it
Sometimes you
about
got
10
to
more
say it
times.
that much.
All right? Yeah. Here we go. First one up.
Yeah, the golden shoes, man, where it seemed like he was really catering to like the black people, the minorities with these shoes. Because I mean, I went to the website like this is a real thing, and it's you could really buy these motherfucking shoes, man. Yeah, the golden shoes, man, where it seemed like he was really catering to like the black people, the minorities with these shoes. Because I mean, I went to the website like this is a real thing, and it's you could really buy these motherfucking shoes, and they're sold out.
No Republican panders to black people, only Democrats. So he actually dropped that shoe for white people. He made it known. Didn't it sell out pretty quick?
No, in fact, it's gone.
So do you think he did that for black people? He didn't even market that to us. And what's he, listen, homie, this is what they know. They know black people are not reliable during the voting process. We have the lowest voter turnout every election, and it's so low that it's shameful. That's why nobody comes to us and say, hey, what do y'all want? And we'll give it to you.
Wow. You know what, ladies and gentlemen? Fire!
That's true.
That is fire truth right there. You can't get around it. You just can't get around it. Jamal, what do you think about what he said?
Truth
is there
hurts.
some truth to it, or is he just blowing smoke?
Truth hurts people's feelings, and people can't deal with it. He's telling the absolute truth. When we don't vote, we are scared as a community that if we're not happy with the Democrat Party, we'll rather stay home than go to the polls and vote for the opposite side. And it seems like the black community now just want to say, Democrats, you come visit us so we won't continue to look like, because we still are, voting overwhelmingly for the Democrat Party. Today here in North Carolina, we had early voting, and y'all had it in Minnesota today as well,
yep.
Jermain.
Yes, we did.
When you black and you walk up to the polls, the first thing they do is hand you a sheet of paper with every Democrat to vote for. Now, is that intelligent? Is that smart? Is that telling the people that you honestly, truly believe in what they believe? You truly believe in what they support? Or are you simply saying, y'all just a bunch of mindless sheep and we know you're just going to come here and vote? He's right.
Absolutely.
Now, when it comes to did Trump make the shoes for white folk? I think he made the shoes for everybody. Donald Trump made the shoes for everybody because people forgot black people like Snoop used to hang around him.
Absolutely.
But you got black folk like Mike Tyson who hang around him, and other high-profile blacks who have money that probably... Fat Joe bought a pair of the shoes.
Absolutely.
He's a sneaky king. So he didn't necessarily, as they say, he did it for black people to pander. He just took a product that he knew was popular and put it out there.
Absolutely. And let me tell you something. Whoever told him to put out those shoes is probably getting a whole bunch of money right now.
Yes.
Because that was a good deal. That was. Now, I believe he put out those shoes for everybody as well. I certainly do. When it comes to what Charleston White said, blacks, when it comes to voting, that's all they do is vote Democrat. Why? Yep. Why speak to them? Because you know who they're gonna vote for. Since birth, black people have been inundated with voting for the Democrat Party.
Mm-hmm.
You go to kindergarten, there's a Democrat there trying to get you to vote. You go to elementary school, right? Gosh darn it, there's a Democrat trying to get you to vote. You go to high school, they're already prepping you, right? They're telling you that Republicans are evil.
Yeah.
They're telling you Republicans are racist, right? Racist. And the only chance at survival, the only chance for you to thrive here is for you to vote Democrat. And when you speak to black folks after they get out of school, that's all they talk about. Democrat. Racism, right? That's all they talk about. They are brainwashed. So when it comes to these people who are running, they're not going to look at black folks. They already know where you're going to vote. They already know. When it comes to Republicans, they're going to do the smart thing. If they know, hey, 98% of these people over here, there's something wrong with them. They're not even going to give me a chance because, they're racist, right? Why would you sit back and speak to them? Why would you waste your time? A lot of Republicans don't even want to waste their time because they know it's not going to turn out well for them. But nowadays, let me tell you, you see Republicans putting in the effort because they see how bad these Democrats are screwing up. And they see what else is going on with immigration. So I wholeheartedly believe, what he said there. Democrats pander to blacks.
Yes.
And Republicans don't. Last words on this here.
You know what, Jermain? I have said it so long that the Republican Party need to stop all these millions and millions or millions to reach out to the black community, and you barely get 9%. Donald Trump was able to get 13%, but the money don't back the turnout and what you get.
Mm-hmm.
If you are a store owner and you bought all this particular food, and the group that you buy for don't come to your store ever again, just get a freebie, get some freebies, and leave. Eventually, you'll say, you know what? It ain't worth me keeping this stock of food in here.
Yep.
I need to get something else that's going to attract other people. And that's how the black community is. The black community is so hell-bent, excuse my French, to vote Democrat that we march in line. The preacher can just get finished. Oh Lord Jesus, God made man, God made woman, God made them together. But we gonna have a word from Congressman Gay Man. Congressman Gay Man, please step up here. Well, I just want to thank the pastor. Me and my husband, who just got finished in the back playing with each other and doing all type of freaky ungodly stuff in your church. We just want to tell you to please turn out and vote for us because you don't want to vote for them racist Republicans. And to the little boy who I accidentally touched on a butt, I'm sorry, it was a slip of hand. That's what happens. The people whom the black church preach against, talk about, they show up on a Sunday to get Democrats to vote for them. And then they'll go back preaching, this the end of days. Look at the way things are. You voted for it.
Yep.
You voted for it. You black Christians. And Jermain, I just got to ask you this. Notice how so many people quick to point out white evangelicals. How come black evangelicals keep getting the pass? You've got one thing in your scriptures, but you do the opposite.
They do that because they're trying to, not make black people mad. What it comes down to as well is that when it comes to the household, black women run a lot of the household. And when it comes to black women, you know who they're voting for, the Democrat Party.
Mm-hmm.
And black women will tell their black sons with the long hair that's usually longer than the mamas, hey, you're going to have to vote for the Democrats.
I'm going to need a welfare check.
That's why it's imperative that men become men again. They take control of their households. That's the only way. But, that's what we're in right now. Republicans, the only way that they are going to, snatch a lot of the black folks up is by, in my eyes, speaking to the black men. Because when it comes to black men wholeheartedly vote for the Republican Party. That's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys do us a favor, hit that like button, make sure you do share. Make sure you do share, all right? Moving forward, I want to speak to you about a black man. He used to play in the NBA. He goes by the name of Sir Charles Barkley. Sir Charles has really stepped in it this time. Charles Barkley says that he will punch any black male, any black man that wears a Trump shirt that has his mugshot on it. Let me go ahead and show them. Yeah, Sir Charles said he gonna punch ya, Jamal.
I wish he would. We be two fighting Negroes up in there. Oh my God, look at them two black men just fighting like. No, we ain't two black men fighting. We two niggas fighting.
Absolutely. I want to go ahead and give a shout out to Sally Kushmal. Sally Kushmal donated on our PayPal. Shout out to Sally Kushmal. Shout out to you, sweetheart. Absolutely. Let me go ahead and run this. When it comes back, we shall speak about this. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Sir Charles, he's saying that he's going to punch people like Jamal. And I want you guys to listen to the reason why. Here we go.
And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts.
When you heard that, what did you think? Big sigh.
First of all, I'm just going to say this. If I see a black person walking around with Trump mugshot, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Charles.
No, Gail.
Charles.
Gail.
You really can't say that because A, you don't mean that.
Oh, I mean that sincerely. I'm gonna just tell you something.
And then you will be arrested for assault. And then what?
I'm gonna bail myself out and go celebrate.
He's gonna bail himself out and go celebrate. Jamal, Sir Charles is a quintessential nigga. Let me tell you. That is what we call nigga mentality for you white folks out there. Right? Some of you white folks out there are, you know, a little bit scared about that N-word, right? Yeah, so some of y'all are like, Jermain, I wish you wouldn't say that. Oh my gosh, Jermain, you're saying that it really hurts me. Right? It hurts ya. Let me tell you something. Me and the other black folks, it don't hurt us at all.
Nope.
When we say it with a smile on our face. You see it? Yeah. He's acting like a typical nigga who wants to hit you because he doesn't like what you said or what you're doing. And these are the type of black males who are usually raised by the mama. Jamal, what do you think about this, Sir Charles?
You know what? Here's my thing about Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley has been mouth. But what Charles Barkley did, CNN should sit him down and say he need to go back and apologize. Because what he's saying is this shirt that I got on right here, this shirt, that means I am subject to get violence just because I wore it. Well, what happens if somebody have on a pride flag? What happens if someone has on a Joe Biden flag and they get assaulted? Will you say, oh my goodness, it's just too much? We need to tone down the rhetoric. It's always Republicans need to tone down the rhetoric after Republicans have been attacked and attacked and attacked. CNN, who was supposed to be a news network, should immediately admonish him. Hey, you need to get up there and straighten that because we don't want that. We don't want to be associated with political violence because if somebody shoots someone who was wearing one of these shirts, they're going to get sued because he openly called for shooting people with Trump mugshot shirts on. So he called for that. So now he has to wear it. I hope no nut comes out and takes him up on it. Because if he does, he should be arrested for that.
Absolutely. For inciting violence. Ladies and gentlemen, that type of behavior that Sir Charles just put out is the behavior of a lot of black folks. A lot of them. When you don't vote their way, when you don't think like the mob.
Yep.
If you don't think like them, you're subject to violence. Me and Jamal, we get it all the time from people like Sir Charles.
Yes.
They don't want to battle with the minds, right? The battle of the wits. They don't want that. They would rather, put out them dukes or shoot and kill ya.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the type of behavior that scares a lot of black people into thinking for themselves. I want folks to understand that. That's the behavior. If you're a black person in America and you have the majority of blacks who think like this, you're going to be scared to come out to tell people what you really think. Because if you do, gosh darn it, people like Sir Charles will be looking for you. They'll be trying to put you in the grave. And that's why people like Jamal and myself do this show. So that we can let other black folks know who are out there that, hey, you're not alone. We're here as well. And we're not scared of these bullies.
No, we're
because
not.
that's what they are. They're bullies. They don't want to look in the mirror and see how bad they screwed up. They want to act like their mama and fight. Jamal, last words on this here, sir.
Well, it boils down to blacks who are millionaires and all these successful companies and things that don't do nothing for the community in the first place. You may go to a place where they've already been building it, you cut a little ribbon and Charles Barkley supported. Charles Barkley don't support nothing. Well, we know Charles Barkley said this and not surprised. I remember when he criticized about I'm no role model. And was a little wild in the early, late 90s when he played ball. But like I said, proud I got it on, and he can try to swing on me you want to, or anyone can swing on me you want to. We're going to be some fighting niggas out there. I ain't taking my shirt off. No.
You better not. You better not. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. For the people who are on Rumble, my goodness gracious. We got a lot of folks who are watching. We only got 19 thumbs up. Gosh darn it. You better hit the thumbs up there. I mean, it's a click or a push. My goodness gracious. Let's see those thumbs up. People on YouTube as well, thumbs up. Because when you do that, it informs the platform that, hey, there's a lot of people who are watching this. Maybe we should suggest this video to others.
Yes.
We need your help. So make sure you do that, all right? Hit that like button and make sure you share. Let's go ahead and move forward. Sir Charles. Can't make it up.
Nope.
Next one up, I want to speak to you guys about a boxer by the name of Ryan Garcia. Some of you guys may know who he is. Oh, yeah. Famous boxer claims that the elites tied him up in the woods and forced him to watch them rape children. Ryan Garcia is on a platform speaking with Andrew Tate. I want you guys to take a look at this. When it comes back, I want to speak about this. This is very, very, very important. Here we go. Make sure you share.
Hey, bro. All right, talk to us.
Bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. They held me down and they made me watch little kids get raped. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Where?
Bro, they fucking took me to the fucking woods, bro, and they fucking tied. I'm not fucking joking, bro. I have fucking proof, bro. I don't give a fuck. Bro, I fucking will show you every fucking video you could ever fucking believe. Bohemian Grove is real. They fucking tied me down and they made me fucking watch, dog. I absolutely don't give a fuck anymore. Yes, I fucking lost it. They're raping little kids.
He doesn't want to take us all, so let's go. Come on, Ryan. He doesn't want to take us. Come on,
Fuck this guy.
Bro, fuck this dude, dude.
Who? You
Bro,
do know the.
you know the higher elites, bro. You already know who they are, bro.
No, you know what?
You know the path
Andrew,
you're going down is dangerous, my friend. That's
I
what I'm
don't give
worried
a
about.
fuck. I don't give a fuck. They can't touch me. I'm with God.
Well, that's the first point of contention because I care about you a lot, and I can assure you from my own personal experience that they can touch you, which is the
Bro,
worst part
no, they
about it.
can't, bro. All right, so come touch me, you fucking bitch.
You have
I
proof
don't
of these
give.
things. You have proof of this on your phone?
Yes, of course I do. The fuck you talking about? Of course. If Alex could get a fucking video from the Bohemian Grove, of course I could.
Well, I have to be careful what I say because I'm in the middle of a judicial process right now.
You want me to
Well,
get you out of it? I can help
well,
you.
bro, my door gets kicked in if I say what I'm thinking.
Okay, well I can help you get out of it if you want. I know people.
Bow. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. What do you guys think about this? That's disturbing, ain't it?
Yes.
That's crazy. Ladies and gentlemen, that's crazy. In this country, we have a bad, evil problem. And it deals with sex trafficking, children sex trafficking. Yeah, children have been missing all around this country. Mainstream media doesn't speak about it. It's epidemic. Ryan Garcia at a party with the elites. The folks that quote unquote run America. And he witnessed this. There's a lot of people who have witnessed this type of crazy stuff.
Yes.
Another person who speaks about this stuff is Alex Jones. The media says he's crazy because they don't want to speak about this crazy stuff that is going on. Now, Jamal, when I hear this stuff, I totally believe what he's saying because I heard it from several other folks. That type of stuff is happening in this country. But I want to ask you a question. Do you think that these folks that are doing this stuff, the elites, are they behind what's happening to Donald Trump? Do you think that, those folks are also the ones who are, pushing this nonsense on Trump? What do you think about it, and what do you think about what he said?
We heard stories like this years ago about these sex orgies and having to sleep around with different people to get it. Well, you can't say it's not true because they even bragged about something called the casting couch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Then Harvey Weinstein slept with possibly Joseph. She plays Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson, yep.
The girl Jude something who starred in Double Jeopardy.
Yep.
She been on the couch with Harvey Weinstein. Then you had
I think Naomi Campbell. I think
Harvey Weinstein was sleeping with these people so they could get parts. So obviously there is a market for women to take advantage of their bodies and good looks. Men do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Look how many times today they dress black actors up in a dress.
Yep.
They put them in a dress. They got to have and see that strong, masculine man
In a dress.
as a homo.
Yep. Humiliation ritual. That's what they call it.
Look at our famous people. Wesley Snipes, Brian, Pat Swayze. These were action stars. What did they do? Wong Fong over U.S. put them in a dress. Put this dress on. So Hollywood has always been called Hollyweird.
Mm-hmm. It has been. A lot of the stuff that you are describing, they call it a humiliation ritual. If you want to be in Hollywood, you want to be able to get parts, you want to be in movies, you have to partake in that type of nonsense. Where men sleep with men. I want folks to understand this. There's a person in the news right now. He goes by the name of Sean Combs.
Oh, yes.
Puff Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that Puff Daddy was sex trafficking women and men. He would be sleeping with men. If you want to be in the business, you have to go and do what he wants. And I want folks to understand, our world right now is very, very, very evil. Very evil. If you want to be able to play, you have to be able to play, if you know what I mean. A lot of the politicians are in on it as well. I want folks to understand. If you want to be in Congress, you want to have a good role in the government. You want a good, cushy job. A lot of the times, you're going to have to go do some evil stuff. There's a guy who was just killed. Epstein, right?
Oh, yes. He didn't kill himself.
He didn't kill himself, apparently. Do you know what he was doing, what his job was? To compromise government officials. Yeah. He'll go and invite you over. Yeah. He'll invite you over. He'll send a car over. You'll hop in the car. You'll go to some mansion. When you enter the mansion, there's nothing but little girls running around. Children running around.
Mm-hmm.
And grown and powerful men. And they say, hey, if you want to be able to keep your job, if you want to be able to be in the government, you want to be somebody, we need you to go ahead and rape this little girl here.
Or watch us.
And what that does is it implicates you so that you don't say nothing when they're doing the evil stuff in office. And nobody gets to the high office, nobody gets to these type of jobs if you don't rape and put yourself in that type of position. That's what it is. That's how Satan keeps his cronies at the top, and that's how come nobody says nothing. Because if you decide that you have a conscience, right? You wake up one day, and that guilty conscience is just coming out, and you just can't handle it, and you want to go tell somebody, guess what? They're going to bring out a tape of you raping a girl.
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to bring out a tape. And then guess what? You're gone. Nobody will believe you. That's what's going on. I want people to understand. That's why, we can't get nowhere in this country. Look at what's going on at the border. They can't stop nothing at the border because of that type of nonsense. Why do you think they're trying to get rid of Trump? Because Trump is not a nasty MF. He's not an evil MF. I want people to understand that. When Epstein was trying to get Trump, trying to compromise him, Trump said, "Get the F away from me."
Yep. Threw his butt out of Largo.
He couldn't compromise Trump. And because you can't compromise him, gosh darn it, this man can tell on all of us. We got nothing to take him down. He can run his mouth on us, right? That's why they hate Trump. I want folks to understand this. So it's a big deal. That's why I wanted to run this. If you look at the border, somebody put 85,000 missing children at the border. My gosh, I heard it's even more than that.
Yep.
That's why the border isn't being controlled. Because they're making money trafficking children and women and bringing drugs in. And the government officials are complicit in it. Last words on this here, sir.
For years, people have always said Hollywood. And people have always said you have to do sexual things to get part of the club. Will Smith did it.
Yep.
Blew up. But they took it away from him. He slapped Chris Rock and they took it. They said no. But then again, he's back making movies now. They used to say, quote unquote, Will Smith was a fruity pop. Not by the way he rapped, by the people he hung around. This sex culture, this underground dungeon sex culture,
evil,
is what it is evil, hell written.
You just can't get around it, ladies and gentlemen. It's evil. Evil.
Evil.
I'm telling you, that's why our nation is going through so much problems right now. That's why the media is fake. And trust me, this type of stuff that I'm talking about will come out.
Yes, it will.
That's why all these millionaires and billionaires are building dungeons and stuff like that. It's going to come out, and they're going to have to run. They're going to have to run. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Absolutely. Next one up. I want to speak to you guys about Elon Musk. Elon Musk is in the news. He seems to be in the news lately. He seems to be showing off a little bit of what he thinks about what's going on here in the U.S. A lot of people are saying that he is right wing now. We shall see. But that's what a lot of people are saying. They're saying that it looks like he gonna be voting for Trump. I want to go ahead and run this when it comes back. I want to speak to you guys about it. Elon Musk issues a chilling warning. I want you guys to hear this. Here we go.
Newly obtained White House records reveal the Biden administration admitted to flying hundreds of thousands of illegal migrants into the country. Now, those records were obtained by the Center for Immigration Studies through a FOIA lawsuit, and they show that over 320,000 migrants were flown over the border using Biden's CBP-1 app. However, in responding to that info request, listen to this. The administration refused to reveal just which U.S. airports those migrants landed at. At the Center for Immigration Studies writes, quote, "The public can't know the receiving airports because those hundreds of thousands of CBP-authorized arrivals have created such operational vulnerabilities at airports that bad actors could undermine law enforcement efforts to secure the United States border if they even knew the volume of CBP-1 traffic processed at each port of entry." Frightening is an understatement. And Elon Musk weighing in, saying this, quote, "This administration is both importing voters and creating a national security threat from unvetted illegal immigrants. It is highly probable that the groundwork is being laid for something far worse than 9/11. He writes, "Just a matter of time." Hemmer.
I was wrong about that last one there. I remember it was White Plains, New York, when the first flights started coming in. I just looked it up. It was October 2021. Those were underage migrants who were down the border in Texas that were flown up to White Plains. You remember the outrage there, and this was done under the cover of night. Everybody thought, what's going up out there? The Center for Immigration Studies took a look at this. They think it's legally dubious that you'd be able to do this, fly from another country up here. But in all likelihood, it's Venezuela, because that's where the app is being used a lot, and perhaps Cuba as well. There's a few other countries that were listed here: Nicaragua, Guatemala, Honduras, Colombia, Ecuador. I said a few. El Salvador, on and on the list goes. They should tell us where they're coming from, and they should tell us where they're going now.
That's right. And there were questions about, remember, the actual ages of those underage migrants, because many of them were posing as juveniles, and in fact we learned were actually on certain recidivist lists that shouldn't be there. The whole question, to Bill's point, is that, all right, so we know a handful of where they're from. Where are they going? Where are they now? And why are American citizens not being told? Why are these towns not being told until a flood just comes undernight and undermines everything?
Well, can I just say thank you, Elon? I totally agree with everything you said in your tweet. I mean, I've heard Democrats try to make the argument of, oh, illegal aliens don't commit crimes at a higher rate than native-born Americans. But are you not increasing the odds when you're letting well, first of all, I don't believe that, because they're already breaking the law in coming here or taking advantage of our system. Exactly. But you're increasing the odds when you're letting millions of people enter into the United States, also a record number on the terror watch list as well. So you're, of course, increasing the odds. And I think the reason why we're seeing all this happen is something that Biden's AG, Merrick Garland, said the other day. And he said that voter ID requirements and restrictions in ballot boxes are discriminatory, burdensome, and unnecessary. So you're simultaneously allowing millions of people to enter into the United States, newcomers, as Joe Biden says it, while also saying you want to get rid of voter ID requirements. You do the math.
Yeah, well, look, a new way to get around a checkpoint. You can come in by air. And the fact that they're unvetted is exactly what they're doing. They're coming in illegally then, because if you're legal and you're going to a checkpoint, you got to, albeit it's not enough vetting, but at least some approach is tried at that point. But if you're coming this way, no. And you know who first alerted me to this? It was toward the beginning of Biden's administration. Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee said, Harris, I've got a couple pictures. There are these flights that are landing with kids in the middle of the night in my state of Tennessee. They are so practiced at doing this. I wonder now, though, that Haiti has completely fallen to the hands of lawlessness, if they'll be helping out Haiti. You see, those people actually, at this point, have a reason for asylum. I can't promise you, though, they'd vote for you. I don't know. You'd have to talk with each of them. So, Biden, don't insult anybody by telling them that just because you flew the black people here, if you choose to do that, they'll vote for you. But my question is, why the countries that are on that list? The lawlessness in Venezuela is heart-disturbing. I mean, is there a reason for asylum for them? You've already said 500,000 could have visas. I think we need to know now the details, because he's practiced at this. His administration is with flying these kids around.
That's right. And those ghost flights, this is an addition to that. And to your point about Venezuela, we know that the organized crime, the organized gang unit activity, the narco cartels are thriving right now on a human smuggling and a concerted effort to push those Venezuelans across the border of certain dubious nature and intents. Like the questions are massive, but we can see the result. The writing's on the wall. Elon Musk said it, and we know what's happening to our cities that are being depleted of all resources and safety.
So you make a really good point. Those ghost flights are the flights with.
And I'm going to stop it right here, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to stop it right here. So now it's admitted 320,000 migrants have flew across the border, Jamal. They flew across the border. My goodness gracious. They are importing immigrants in here as a replacement. Something big is happening, and they're not being honest with us. The people who are at the top there. What do you think about what Elon Musk is saying and these 320 migrants who flew into the U.S. under the cover of night?
Well, most likely, Jermaine, I'm going to be honest with you. This is not the first time the great replacement theory has cost America states. In the late 80s, Tip O'Neill tricked Ronald Reagan into doing amnesty. We have never looked back. California, Washington, Oregon left, never came back. They just left. Why is that? Because the great replacement theory eliminates whites and it empowers the Democrat agenda. That all these immigrants flooding over here. Joe Biden wants to be the president that changed the demographics for Texas and a couple of more other swing states. They want Texas. They want Texas blue. That's why they allowed all those illegals in here in the first place. And yes, he kept it up after he saw they was combat-aged men. So if we get hit in another 9/11 attack, this is Joe Biden's fault and the Democrats who enabled him.
Absolutely. The Democrats who enabled this nonsense. The Democrats have enabled the destruction of our country. I want folks to understand that.
Yes.
They have enabled the destruction of this country. They have lied to us. They have stolen our money. They're raping children. You can't even make this stuff up. You can't. And they have been getting away with this for a very long time.
Yep.
The propaganda that they push out is very, very heavy. To the point where, ladies and gentlemen, they have all the legacy mainstream media outlets on their side. I know you guys have seen the videos where they show that the news people all say the same thing.
Yep.
I know you guys, there's plenty of them out there. You can YouTube it. ABC will say the exact words as CBS. It's almost as if they get the same playbook, right? And it's true, they get the same playbook. Most of the legacy media is owned by two people. That's crazy. Hold on. That's crazy. That's crazy. So they can tell us whatever they want. They know that a lot of Americans are dumb. They're watching football. They're playing video games. Drinking. Drugging. They're making sure that your work is so heavy to the bone, you don't know that they're stealing and raping and doing the most at the top.
Yep.
Most Americans are tired. Working 12 hours, working 16 hours. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, that's not supposed to be life. It's not. And they've destroyed this country to the point where you wake up and you're working until you fall asleep. And the next day you're doing it again. And you're so tired, you can't even think about what the heck they're doing. And that's the way they want to keep Americans. They're evil at the top, very evil. And I'm hoping with the next election and the new crop of politicians who are coming up, they'll be able to point this stuff out and be honest and true. Because this type of stuff here will be coming out. And the only thing that'll save you is you being truthful and you being under God. Jamal, last words on this here, sir.
You know what? This stuff with the illegal immigrants, they are less likely to report crime.
Yep.
They make good slave labor and they make good sex slaves. That's why they try to fly under the radar. But you have a group of people that want this stuff in. They want it. They want to change the demographics of America. They want to push and have these people as sex slaves.
Mm-hmm.
So people have to be diligent, watch, and sometimes the part ain't worth it.
Yep.
Sometimes the movie part just ain't worth it. But too many has been trained. I got to get more, 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 got to get more. And they sacrifice their fellow man, fellow human beings in order to get it.
Absolutely. That's the main reason why this quote unquote rap music hasn't been getting better. And it's because
No,
of
it hasn't.
The executives. They won't allow you to have a good for you to have a good album and say good things on there. They want you to say all the crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And black folks are complaining about it, but black folks are the ones who are running to the executives. They can change it.
Yep.
But yet you're running to them. So that's what it is. That's what it is right now. We need people with good hearts. That's the only way that's going to change what's going on here. The only way. Everybody at the top need to be brought down. We need a redo. Yeah, we need an audit. Everybody in the government there. Everybody need to be audited so that we know that what you're saying is true and who you are is true. Let's go ahead and move forward. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Next one up, I want to speak to you guys about crazy New York.
Oh,
NYC, ladies and gentlemen, is gone. It's gone. I'm telling you, migrants everywhere you look.
They got what they deserve, though.
Mm-hmm. I want you guys to take a look at this. When it come back, we shall speak about it. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share. Here we go.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Jeanne Francine. I want to give you all another live look out in New York City, one, because it's a beautiful skyline shot, one of my favorite in the U.S., but also, as we are discussing the very latest of border security, we also need to talk about the migrant crisis. Joining us live this morning to further explain is Fox 5 New York's Lisa Evers. Lisa, we always appreciate you joining us here on Live Now. I know this time last week we were discussing those debit cards that were being given to the migrants, and then recently finding out this week about those migrants that were living in those stores allegedly paying rent. What are you hearing on your end?
Well, Jeanne, a lot of things, and it seems now as if almost every day or every other day, there are more stories coming out about this spillover effect of this migrant crisis, which New York City Mayor Eric Adams said would actually doom the city at some point. That's probably the most dismal thing he's ever had to say about this. But in terms of the furniture store, there is a furniture store owner in Queens. He is immigrated here from Senegal about 10 years ago. He had dozens of migrant men from West Africa in his basement, sleeping on cots, sleeping on mattresses, and the floor of his basement, the basement of the furniture store there. Then it turns out that in the Bronx, he also owned another store, and he had this similar situation, these mattresses. And remember, it's cold here in New York right now. We're in the middle of winter. There's space heaters, which are very dangerous. There were extension cords, all types of things, which the fire department felt was a fire hazard. So they shut down both of those locations. But you're talking over 100 men, at least 45 beds, about 70 men in each location. And some of them reportedly were paying up to $300 a month just to have a place to sleep. Now, what's happened this week is you're showing the video of the migrant crime wave that we've been experiencing here in New York. And it's reached a point where people are saying this has gone too far. It's very organized, as you see with the video right there with the moped ring. They had 62 incidents. They were being given orders by a man over WhatsApp of what to rob and what to steal. You see them stealing bags, they were stealing phones, and some of them were already arrested. But here's the problem. Once they're arrested, the NYPD, because New York City is a sanctuary city, has no liaison with ICE. Yes, ICE is very active here in the New York area, as you can imagine. They could not just pick up the phone as you would in many other cities in the United States and say, hey, we just arrested a guy for assault. We just arrested a guy for a robbery. He's been charged. We want to turn him over to you. He's also a repeat offender, which has been the other sore point to many New Yorkers,
I don't see Adams
law-abiding New Yorkers here. We want to turn him over to you, but they can't do that in New York, because New York City, because it's a sanctuary city. The Mayor Adams in the past has been very proud of the fact that this is New York. We can accommodate anybody. We can take in anybody. Early on in the migrant crisis, he said, come here, come to New York. We'll take care of you. And New Yorkers, quite frankly, are getting fed up with it. We had, as you mentioned last week, the $13 a day per person debit cards being given to the migrants. Many New Yorkers who are having to stand online at food banks every week are saying, wait a minute, what about us? That would certainly go a long way to helping us with our groceries. We're working, we're trying to make ends meet here. But in terms of the crime wave, we've seen assaults on police officers.
Man,
we've seen shooting of a tourist in Times Square. Some of these are underage migrants. They're teens, part of these rings that they're being groomed into and attracted into or forced into by various means. We've seen other types of crimes going on. The migrant shelter, men's shelter on Randall's Island, they just decided this week that they would put in metal detectors there because there have been so many problems at that particular location. So it's been one thing after another, complete disregard for the law. And a lot of times they felt like, okay, if they were wearing masks, if they were wearing hoodies, if they had their faces covered, there was very little way to identify them. And because they came across the border, basically the open door that is the southern border of the United States, the southwestern border, they came across, there's no fingerprints, there's no type of ID, there's no type of any type of identification like that. So the police have really had to do a lot of.
Stop it right here. I don't know if that's a tranny. You see, ladies.
Yes, I do.
You see what happened, ladies. If you're an ugly lady, you can pass for a tranny. Ain't that crazy?
You're an ugly woman, you can pass for a tranny.
I'm saying, if you're an ugly woman, you can probably pass for a tranny now. Now, that kind of looked like a. You see, I'm confused now. I am. But besides this thing on here, ladies and gentlemen, you see how crazy New York is? Migrants are hiding everywhere. In the sewers, in the pantries, gosh darn it, in the trash cans. Jamal, NYC is gone. What do you think?
They got what they deserved. You had Mayor Giuliani. He had stop and frisk.
Uh-huh.
They got rid of that. Crime start coming back. When Michael Bloomberg saw it was coming back, he should have said, you know what, we're going to reinstitute this stop and frisk. Then, after Mike Bloomberg, the mayor, Bill de Blasio, came in. Bill de Blasio wanted to be super liberal. Bill de Blasio allowed illegal immigration.
Mm-hmm.
Bill de Blasio would not he would not. Oh God, just saying like Bill de Blasio allowed police morale to go down.
Yep.
Crime spiked.
Mm-hmm.
And when people, he promised to fix things, but he didn't. New York asked for this. New York said they want to be a sanctuary city. Now, Texas is saying go. Now they're saying it's too much. You shouldn't do that. This is politics. No, you asked for it. You should have ended. There should be no sanctuary cities. There should not be a city that says they're going to release illegal immigrants so they can prey on the regular population. But we have it. That's why that girl got killed. Laken Riley.
Oh,
the
yep.
People that killed the guy that killed her had a charge up in New York because he was riding around with his child with no helmet. So they stopped him, ticketed him, and gave him child endangerment. And he went straight down to Georgia. Oh, the devil came down to Georgia and killed that little girl. But New York asked for this. This is what New York asked for so they can be considered the progressive state, the state that thinks. All right, state that thinks. How you like what you're getting thumped now?
Absolutely. This progressiveness is just a word for let's destroy everything. Everything that is progressive ends up being destroyed. You know,
yes.
You're absolutely right, Jamal. They asked for it. They wanted to be, very virtuous and say that, hey, these migrants can come up here. If Texas doesn't want them, they can come up here. We want them. And let me tell you, that's what you get.
No human is illegal.
Yep.
Okay.
All that emotion and no logic makes a fool. Let me tell you. And Jamal, they're all fools.
Yes. And the people who didn't want this is suffering.
Absolutely. The minorities that are in NYC, they're dealing with it because they're not going to the rich suburbs. You know where they're going? They're going downtown, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
They're going to the hood. They're going to the ghetto. The ghetto. That's where they're going. Where they're sleeping on the floor. Where that one white guy had 7 or 8 Africans sleeping on his floor. Shoot, maybe they had lions and zebras on the floor too. I don't know. But one thing I can tell you, that's crazy.
Yes.
But yet, that's what it is. And NYC is not the only one. Not the only one. In Minneapolis, it's happening as well. Migrants everywhere you look. So it's a real problem. And when Democrats are yelling about it, you know that it's a problem that is real and out of control. So that's what it is. Let's go ahead and move forward. Last but not least, I want to speak to you about Pete Buttigieg.
He got him today.
Pete Buttigieg. Absolutely. You know what he says? He denies Biden invited the illegals to come into this country. He says that Biden didn't do that. I want you guys to listen to what he's saying here. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you share.
The whole move to try to come up with something by the administration and obviously bipartisan, that didn't come until it became clear it was going to be a major campaign issue. And only then did the Biden administration get interested in it. And every time I hear those talking... Hold on, let's be clear here, though. Let me finish first. But every time we hear those talking points that suddenly it was Republicans who ruined the border, that's why people get so frustrated. We know what President Biden said about inviting people in. We know that he got rid of all the things that were keeping the border closed that President Trump had put in. We know that he got rid of all those. So when you say it's not his fault,
that's literally not true. It's literally not true that he got rid of the veterans. It's true he got rid of family separation.
Did you see 7.2 million people come in during the Trump administration? It was a trickle.
He got rid of the policy to tear children out of the arms of their parents. That's true. But it is not true. Some of the other things that have been suggested. Let's be clear. Bipartisan efforts of border reform have taken place in 2015, 2006. I mean, literally since the Reagan administration.
Lying. Ain't no disconnect, sir. It's called lying. But why can't anybody call it like it is? These people are lying. Ladies and gentlemen, ain't no disconnect. It's called a lie.
Yes.
My goodness gracious. Pete Buttigieg, he can sit there and smile all day long like a gosh darn schoolboy. But he's sitting there lying. We all know that Biden administration got rid of everything that Trump did to keep these people out. We know this. He said this. Everybody and their mama knows this. And because it looks bad on Biden, it looks bad on you. You want to lie. It's crazy. What do you think about this here, sir?
Well, here's the thing. He called out Pete Buttigieg butt plug to his face and said, no, things were good before you guys took office. And Republicans got to start making these talking points without apologizing. When he got there and he was talking to Pete Buttigieg, if another Republican would have been doing this, the first thing that would have said, I'm not trying to, say, you're a liar, but those facts don't add up. You're a lying Republican. Right there, Pete Buttigieg should have been called. You got all these crossings, and then, don't forget he was trying to say Joe Biden was cognitive and he was smart and didn't need a cognitive test. That was part of the video too. So he's trying to cover their butt and doing a horrible job. Everybody sees it. See what they're banking on. If people see the crap, broke, can't afford to go to stores, but God, child, I thought of the person's name. People broke, People see it, but they want to come and be a waiter and try to sell you something different when you can see it. You can see your grocery bills go up. You can see your light bill go up. You can see your gas.
You can see everything going up.
Everything.
But yet, ladies and gentlemen, these people will sit there and lie.
With no shame.
No shame at all. No shame. We have ran away from the truth. We have. We have nothing but liars in office. Biden economics. People are hurting out there. I want you guys to take a look at this story. Voters are sounding off. They're saying that they are hurting in this economy.
Yes.
Take a look.
Everybody's feeling the crunch right now, whether you're at a grocery store or whether you're going to buy other goods. My wife says it all the time. Every time she comes home, every other week, she's like, strawberries went up again. And it's getting to be a little bit out of hand.
Stock market's healthy, jobs are on the rise, but at the same time, cost of living prices are up. There's a lot that's not right with the system.
With me being a realtor and the interest rates are discouraging people from buying, and people are locked in with a golden handcuff with the low interest rates that they can't afford to move now because you're going to pay more for less.
Wow. That's what it is. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Everybody is talking about some economic collapse that's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but they're saying it on the legacy media. And I know the legacy media is only saying what Satan wants you to hear. So I don't know. Jamal, what do you think about the economy? Voters are hurting.
It sucks. Everybody knows it. They keep trying to tell us the trans with the penis between his legs is really a woman. So if they look at a man who is sitting there, got Sergeant Sausage just swinging between his legs, and you gonna tell me that's a woman, and if I don't date that, something's wrong with me. This is the same administration that's telling you that if you don't believe that everything is good with the economy, something's wrong with you. When you go to buy grocery, something's wrong with you because you think it's too high. If you go to buy Pampers and if you go to buy Enfamil for your baby, it ain't too high. It ain't more than what it was 2-3 years ago. Something's wrong with you. Absolutely. This administration, whole key thing is to bully people and beat people down to make them always say, something's wrong with me. I better check my white privilege. I know. That's what this administration wants. And this is how they win, as long as they can continue to get people to do that. There's no way. I mean, this is just, this is the administration that will literally tell you they believe in democracy while trying to lock up the number one opponent.
Yep.
This is the people that'll tell you they believe in freedom of the press, but they locked up a reporter. They believe in freedom of religion, but don't you go praying and speaking against convention. They tell you one thing so they can do another.
Fire assessment, Jamal. You just can't make that stuff up.
You can't. You can't make it up.
You just can't. You know, I wish. You just can't, though. These people are that evil. It's like they're saying, who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? And I'm telling you, you better believe your lying eyes.
Yeah,
I can tell you that. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you do share. Please, oh please. Last but not least, we shall speak about Trump. Trump is doing the best he can with the evilness that is around him and his family. One thing I can tell you, he did get a win this week.
Yes.
He did. The Supreme Court, ladies and gentlemen, ruled in his favor that these states cannot remove Trump off the ballot. I want you guys to take a look at Trump's reaction to the decision, and when it comes back, we shall discuss it. Here we go.
I want to start by thanking the Supreme Court for its unanimous decision today. It was a very important decision. We're very well crafted, and I think it will go a long way toward bringing our country together, which our country needs. And they worked long, they worked hard, and frankly, they worked very quickly on something that will be spoken about 100 years from now and 200 years from now. Extremely important. Essentially, you cannot take somebody out of a race because an opponent would like to have it that way. And it has nothing to do with the fact that it's the leading candidate, whether it was the leading candidate or a candidate that was well down on the totem pole. You cannot take somebody out of a race. The voters can take the person out of the race very quickly, but a court shouldn't be doing that, and the Supreme Court saw that.
There you go. President Trump is absolutely correct. They trying to get rid of him because they know Trump is kicking Biden's ass.
Yes, he is.
Can't get around it. Jamal, what do you think about what Donald Trump said?
You know what? I watched the whole speech and I enjoyed it. What Donald Trump showed you is showing his humility and not being angry. I'm going to put them all in jail. Because that's what the Democrat Party thinks is going to happen, because that's what they did to the Japanese. They sat here and they locked President Trump up. Mugshot. No, one Charles Barkley went dead. The prosecutor should be charged herself with a RICO case.
Yep.
Fannie slapped them cheeks, Willis.
Or give up them cheeks.
The lawyer for the Colorado was so horrible. She lost 9-0. That means your 3 justices who say men can be women, women can be men, and it said, you wrong. Y'all wrong. But they still tried to save face. Well, you know, they overstepped their boundaries. It was 9-0. It was a really good week for President Trump. And they don't like it because they want him. They've tried everything to beat him down, to beat him. And he just pops back up. That's all I got to say on that one, Jermain.
Absolutely. You know, Trump, when it comes to everything that he is dealing with, I have to say that he's dealing with it well.
Very
well.
A
lot better than I would be. You know, I'd be mad all the time. You know, I'd be cursing out Democrats everywhere I look, you know.
I know I do it.
But gosh darn, he's a better man than me. You know, he's taking it on the chin and he's doing well. You know, they got him with some fake judgment, 335 or 45 million, some crazy number.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna have to appeal that. That sound crazy. They're trying to break him, ladies and gentlemen. They want to financially break him. They want to morally break him. And they're mad that they just can't do it. He has a very good attitude with everything that is going on here.
Yep.
And I'm glad he does. Because that good attitude he has is the reason why he's afloat right now. We need a person like him to lead this country. We do. And hopefully, he will get in there once more again.
Yes, that's the goal.
Certainly is. So that's what it is. You know, Trump, he's doing what he can. And in my eyes, he's doing a good job. You know, the best job he can do in a position like that. So that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. And that is our show. That's our show for tonight. I want to thank everybody for coming on in here. Everybody and their mama's mama for coming on in here, hitting that like button, sharing, and donating. I want to thank everybody.
Say what?
First night back at, Double Barrel J's, I think it's really good. Jamal,
yes,
you got any words for our beautiful crowd? Any last words?
Everybody, this is what you've been asking for. It's been almost a year and it's back. We were good. It feels good. It feels good to sit back and let Jermain sit there and just run, and all I have to do is he asks me a question and it just feels good. But mostly it feels good because it's another perspective. It's not just me talking. It's not just him talking. It's the show. This is what we wanted to see. And I'm happy because you're back, Jermain. Jermain, I'm happy that you're back. I'm happy that you're up here every night, working every night, telling your side of the story, telling what we feel. We all like it, but I'm just as happy and very supportive of you, Jermain.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be back as well. I can see that the crowd really liked the show tonight.
Yep.
Didn't I tell you we'd have a beautiful show, ladies and gentlemen? That's the main reason why a lot of folks come on in here. A lot of folks miss the show because we speak about certain things that you're not just going to find on, Glenn Beck or any of the other platforms that are out there. They're just not going to speak about the things that we care about in depth like that. So I really, really, really appreciate everybody for coming on in here and doing the due diligence by hitting that like button, sharing, and donating. We really do love you and appreciate you. Without further ado, I'm going to let you guys go. It's getting late. And, I'm getting tired. I know Jamal, he has to take his dirt nap. And,
I ain't taking a dirt nap. You take a dirt nap, you ain't waking it up. You take a dirt nap, you using dirt for your covers.
Yeah.
No, bro, that's
absolutely. Yeah, he getting tired. He getting tired. You know how old men are. So that's what it is. You guys take care. Have a very, very beautiful night. And we shall catch you guys next time for another edition of the Double Barrel J's. For the folks out there, I'll be on tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central. Make sure you come on in and hang out with me. I got a lot more to discuss. We definitely going to let it go in terms of flaming these liberals. All right? So you guys take care. Love ya. And good night.